Welcome back, everybody, to the John O Movie Channel. All things movies, all the time. And today's video is going to be about Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, for whatever reason, I just rewatched this the other day because I was bored at my house. So I was like, let's watch a movie because that's what I do. I watch movies. And so I was skimming through my rather large selection, and I was like, I haven't seen Age of Ultron in a while. Let's just watch it. And I forgot that this is a solid movie. I know that it definitely does not get the credit that it probably should because, it's not the first Avengers movie, so who cares? This movie's basically the black sheep of the Avengers series. I mean, it's just definitely the worst out of the four. It's still really good and solid. And so I'm going to highlight the good things, but then what ultimately led to the downfall of this movie and why it probably doesn't get the type of credit it probably deserves. So I'm going to start off with this. So this was my favorite part of the whole movie was Hulkbuster versus Hulk when they were battling in Africa. I don't remember where they were. I wasn't paying that much attention. But this is definitely the most entertaining part of the movie and the best action sequence. So this was pretty epic. I mean, to see Iron Man, like he throws the elevator and see him just fight the Hulk, which Bruce Banner helped him create the armor. Thought that was really cool. So this action scene is it's probably the best action scene in the whole movie and probably one of the better ones in the whole MCU. So I mean that's obviously a bonus. By the way, Iron Man is definitely overpowered in this movie. He beats Hulk and Ultron. So I mean he's pretty much the best one in this movie, just from a power level. Now this isn't the strongest Iron Man we've seen, but he's definitely the most overpowered compared to who he's fought against in that movie. If that makes sense. Sorry if that doesn't, but it makes sense in my head, so that's all that matters. I liked how they showed all the visions and stuff. Like Tony's was all of them dying, which is why he made Ultron. Steve was him wanting to go back and live his life with Peggy. Thor's was the end of Asgard, which it did happen. Black Widow was her training sequence in through the ballroom or whatever it's called back when she still lived in Russia. And I liked how they explored, really what made the Avengers tick. What their fear was. That's what this movie is really about. It's just about what makes our Avengers do what they do and how they've been affected since the first Avengers movie and the Battle of New York and how that's changed their lives. So I thought that was a really good direction to take in this movie, something different than the first Avengers movie explored. Because that's just them teaming up, beat Loki, get out. This movie, you can go more in depth. So I thought that was cool. And this party scene is actually really funny if you go back and watch it. Like they got all the war veterans and they all get drunk and War Machine's trying to tell Iron Man and Thor's story, and they're just like, oh, okay, cool, that's just basic. Oh, snap, wrong button. Okay, sorry. Wrong button. Nope, we don't want to do that. Okay, we're just going to keep rocking. We're just going to act like that didn't happen. Cool. Cool. And Steve almost lifts Milner, and that team's ultimately paid off in game. Oh, it was so freaking cool still. Man, watching this movie after watching Endgame, thinking like, oh my god, like one day he's gonna just, yeah. I was like, okay, that was nice. That was nice. And I like that they added Vision. He's really powerful and needed in this movie because, I mean, Vision's about the only one that can go toe to toe with Ultron. Whenever they finally get to the final point, because Ultron upgrades. I know Tony beats him earlier, but then he gets a new body and he's stronger at that point. So it's good that they had a Vision. And he lives Mjolnir too. So that puts him on the exclusive list of 3 people that are worthy of Mjolnir. Vision, Thor, and Captain America. So, I mean, that pretty much puts him in elite company. Also, watching this movie after watching Infinity War and knowing that Vision's going to die twice in 3 minutes in like 2 movies from now that he's in, Yeah, that's pretty sad. I really liked Vision, or not Vision, rather Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Wish Quicksilver wouldn't have died though, because that would have been kind of a power type that we don't have, that they don't have in the Marvel movies right now, and I don't think they're gonna have a speedster, so that kind of sucks. 'Cause I love the Flash. They have the TV show on CW, so good. If you have not watched the Flash, definitely recommend it. I don't recommend that shows that often, 'cause I don't watch that much shows. I watch movies, but I really love the Flash. If you haven't seen that show, definitely go watch it. And Scarlet Witch is super powerful. I mean, like really, really, really powerful. I mean, she almost kills Thanos in Endgame. So good that they introduced her in this. But I think kind of the all of the overarching problems with this movie is that they try to do too many similar things to the first Avengers movie, and then they just fall just a little short. And obviously, it's hard to follow up, a freaking banger classic like the Avengers. But I mean, the Battle of Sokovia was nowhere near as entertaining as the Battle of New York. I mean, it's supposed to be this climactic battle, but you don't ever feel like the Avengers are ever going to lose in Sokovia. But there's a sense of real fear that, oh, we might not get the job done today when they're in New York in the first movie. So that's not as good. They try to do the team up shot twice in this movie, and neither one of them is cool as the original OG6 team up picture. And Captain America's suit isn't as cool. I'm not gonna say it's not as cool. I don't like it as much as his Battle of New York suit, because that's a freaking cool suit. I know right now it's dirty and it looks a lot better when he takes off the helmet, but I mean it's pretty spectacular. And also, at first I liked the magnetic shield, but then I was like, that kind of takes away from how cool Cap's able to control it, the way he bounces, whatever. So that actually ended up being a negative. And I really, really, really liked this Iron Man suit, Mark 43. That's really nerdy for me to know that, but whatever. I almost like it better than his original Avengers movie suit. But then he wore this piece of garbage, garbage in the last part of the movie. This suit is terrible. This is the worst suit he wears in any movie by far. It's so ugly. It's garbage, garbage, garbage. It's trash. It's actually terrible, and I'm actually offended that they use this suit in a movie. But I'm getting off my soapbox. And Ultron's just not as good as Loki as far as a compelling villain. I don't know what, I can't tell you what it is. Just something about Ultron just falls flat from Loki. And Thor doesn't get that much to do in this movie, which didn't bother me. Like, when I first watched it, the first few times I watched it, but now that I mean, really, really love Thor. I mean, y'all know that. My last video when he was number one on my favorite movie characters. And so now rewatching it, so I guess it's a little biased on my part, but my channel, I can have all the bias I want, I guess. Anyway, so Thor doesn't get that much to do in this movie, so that I don't like that, obviously. This is how I kind of compare these movies. If the original Avengers is Michael Jordan, then Age of Ultron is Dwayne Wade. And if you don't know sports, that's okay. I'll break it down for you. So the Avengers and Age of Ultron are pretty similar movies. Okay, and Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade have pretty similar games. They're scorers, slashers, whatever. But Dwayne Wade just falls. He's just in certain areas he's just not as good as Michael Jordan. He's just don't know what it is. Mike's just a little better in almost every category. Now, Dwayne Wade's an elite player. And I think the gap between Michael and Dwayne Wade is smaller than the gap between Avengers and Age of Ultron. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. They're similar movies. Age of Ultron just tries to do the same things but falls just a little short. So hopefully that analogy makes sense. And if I lost you already, I'm sorry, but hopefully you just get the point that Age of Ultron is still a really good movie. It just doesn't get the credit it maybe deserves or the praise it maybe deserves. One, because it's just not the original Avengers movie, so kind of it's always gonna have to deal with that. It's just not the original Avengers, so I mean it's never gonna get that. And that movie's definitely not perfect, and it's definitely not as good as the first one, or Infinity War, or Endgame. But at the end of the day, it's still good, and I think people should not sleep on it as much as they should. So that's it. Oh, I didn't add the last slide, so we're just getting on this one. Cool. All right, deuces everybody. Hope you liked and enjoyed the video. Sorry that I kind of was so felt unprepared. It did not mean for that to come off that way. So I hope you liked it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below.